Today we are going to make a large Christmas bow from wire edged ribbon. This is 2 1/2 inch wire edged ribbon and it has a nice tail. I'm going to show you how to do that and show you the things that you're going to need. You're going to need a pipe cleaner, and I'm using a light colored one here so that you can see where I tie it. This is going to be used to tie the bow together. It's much easier on your fingers to use a pipe cleaner, and it also holds better because of all this little fuzzy stuff than just a piece of wire wood. So we're going to fold that in half. You need a pair of scissors that are just utility scissors that can cut wire edge ribbon without hurting them. You don't want to use your sharpest best-selling scissors, but just some utility scissors that you can use to safely cut this ribbon without damaging your scissors. I'm going to show you an easy way to work with this ribbon. The ribbon comes on a roll like this. This particular roll we happened to find at Costco, which has a really good ribbon price. I think it was like $7 or $8 for 50 yards of ribbon. What you're going to do, you can't just pull this off like this because it twists up, and then you have to take a lot of time to unfold it all. You have to keep it straight as it is when you're making the bow. So the easiest way to start measuring your ribbon is to take a pen or pencil and stick it down in here, and then just pull it out like this and measure your ribbon. I've already measured what we need, and so I'm going to set this aside and start making the bow. I'm right-handed, so all of the extra ribbon is going off to the right side. I'm going to start by making a loop, and I want to show you what the function of each hand is as we do this. This hand, your left hand, functions as the bow clamp or bow holder. So I'm going to stick my fingers in here like this to hold this. All this hand is going to do is go back and forth like this and put extra pieces underneath the bow clamp. There are two areas to your bow clamp. You've got the first area where you're going to hold everything, and then the second area which you're going to use to measure with. I'm going to show you that so you'll know what to do with that. So first I'm going to put this in my bow clamp just like this. Now, if you look at this, you can see that the ribbon is showing under here is the wrong side of the ribbon. And this is the pretty side that we want on with the glitter and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to put it under here, and I'm going to twist this. Now, once I make this twist, I'm going to slide it over so that it is in my bow clamp. Now I'm going to start making my loops. I'm going to come out here like this. I'm going to open this other part of my finger, it's my hand, and I'm going to set this like this. So this is what that looks like. And now I can adjust this bow, sliding it through here and looking to see how long do I want to make this loop. I want to make it about this long, and you don't have to really measure all this. This one's going to be about as long as my finger here. So I can kind of measure it that way, or I can just visually see what I'm doing. Again, we need to twist the bow in order for the ribbon to be on the right side. And the twist is really important because the twist is what helps you make it so that you can adjust the bow later. So I'm going to do a twist, and now I'm going to lift up my finger here and put the twist on top of the other twist and put the bow clamp back down like that. And now I've got the start of my second loop. I'm going to bring this around, and I'm going to put it here again in my adjustable bow slot here. See, okay, I'm going to see if it's about the same length as this one. And then I'm going to twist it again, make my twist. I'm going to push on this with my right hand for a minute so I can adjust this under. And now I put that twist underneath the bow clamp. And I'm just going to keep doing this, making this, twisting it, twist, push down here, transfer it into the bow clamp. And that's what we're going to keep doing with each of these ribbons. We're going to look and see, is this the right length? And I can adjust it because I have this, I'm holding it here, so it's real easy to adjust it. I'm going to reach over here again. I'm going to twist. I'm going to lift this up, put my twist in the bow clamp. And that's just what I'm going to continue to do. When you get used to doing this, this actually goes fairly quickly. But each time you just make this, and you can measure this. I have to keep this ribbon from twisting it. I need to have the ribbon flat while I'm working with it, so I'm going to fiddle around with that till I get this nice and flat, so I can put it right where I want it and make it the length that I want it. Then I'm going to hold on and twist it again and put it in the bow clamp. And I just keep doing this, straightening these out as you go, twisting it, pushing on it, transferring it to the bow clamp. And I'm going to make probably a 6-loop bow with this one. The size of your bow is somewhat dependent on your ribbon and how stiff your ribbon is, or how flexible your ribbon is. If it's really flexible, it's hard to make a really big bow. But you can make a background bow and put a smaller bow in the middle, which works also. We'll show you that in another video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops I've got on one side and 4 on the other. And I want to make sure that I have the same amount of loops on each side. I'm straightening this all out again. I'm putting it in my, I've got to straighten out, it twists, just as you're twisting it, so I've got to straighten out the ribbon here so that I can keep managing it. I'm going to twist it, put it in the bow clamp, go down around this side again. Looking to see if these are all about the same length. Twisting it. Put it in the bow clamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to do one more here. So I have 6 on this. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 on this side also. I'm going to twist that one, and now I'm down to, I want to make the tail for my bow. So I'm going to take this piece of ribbon, and it looks like I've cut a little more than I needed here. Maybe I'll just go ahead and add, since I've got all this extra ribbon, I cut a little longer than I needed to, and so I'm going to add another loop on each side. And I won't be wasting my ribbon. Just have to turn that around so that it straightens out. Twist that one in, and then one more on this side. 7 loops to a side is about as much as you can hold easily and do for your bow holder here. All right, and now I have this piece of ribbon left. I'm just going to bring it up. Here's this is how it all looks here. It's all tucked neatly into here. And now I'm going to bring this part up and take this end, and I'm just going to crinkle it up a little bit and just stick it in here, because that's going to make the tail of my bow. So now I'm holding it all like this, but I have this big loop sticking out here. So I'm going to take that loop and take my scissors and just kind of pull it out, and I'm just going to cut that so that I can open this up easily, so I don't have to fight the loop while I'm trying to put this on it. Now I've got my, here I've folded this in half, so I know where the middle is. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide it in here, and I'm going to put my thumb right on top of that bend. Then I'm going to reach around here and grab this pipe cleaner and pull it around so that it's on, so I've got both sides over here. Now I'm going to take a hold of both sides. I'm going to pull it really as tight as I can pull it, Then I'm going to let go this way and kind of scrunch it in a little bit like this, because it's holding the bow now. And then I'm going to turn it. Just twist this between my fingers like this. Twist it and twist it and twist it. And now I'm just going to, now that I've got it twisted good, I'm just going to hang on to it and just turn the bow around for a couple of times, because that will really do it. Okay, now here we go. Here's our bow. It doesn't look like much right now, but now we're going to straighten it all out and we're going to fix it. So I'm going to hold on to this and put my thumb up here kind of in the middle where that first little small loop that we did was. I'm going to pull that little small loop forward. And now each of these that I've made loops, because they already have a twist in them, I can turn them and twist them where they need to go. I can turn that and twist it, and they'll kind of stay where they need to be. And I'm just going to keep turning and twisting on this bow to make it look the way I want to make it look. And as I turn it and twist it again in, it just makes a big, full, nice bow here. So I did that side. Now I'm going to change hands and put my other hand in there, and I'm going to do the other side of the bow. I want to turn some sideways so that they're not all turned the same way. Just turn them back and forth a little bit to make my big bow here. Now, if when you're doing this, you discover that one of your loops is a lot longer than the other, you can just kind of pinch it and bend the wire and tuck it back up a little bit, and it looks just fine that way. Okay, so there's the start of my bow here, and I've got all of these all the way around, and here are my tails coming down like this. Now my bow's starting to look like something, and I can push on these ends if I want it to look a little fuller this way, because the wire edge ribbon will pretty much stay where you need it to stay. So there's my Christmas bow, and I'm going to now cut the ends here. I like fishtail ends, so I've got this, I want this turned around so that it's turned to the front. And I'm going to fold this in half like this. And I'm going to trim these ends. Just cut them at an angle, and that makes a nice fishtail on my bow. And I can either do one short and one long. You can do it however you would like to have it. If you want them both the same length, you can make them both the same length. If you like them to look a little different and you want each one to be slightly different, you can do that. But there we go. There's our Christmas bow, our large Christmas bow. This is a 14 loop bow because it's got 7 on each side.